lost. True indeed. We lost. Lord knows we lost. I'm about to say something to make you not like me. You might catch feelings and you might want to fight me, but I don't really care, I'ma say it anyway. Why most committed guys seem soft and gay. I'm not saying all, but a large amount. Have you ever heard the words that come out of their mouth? Yeah, they cuss like a sailor, but they follow my eye. They carry oaks and wear makeup and thinking it's hot. I think they need to stop, this is a new era. I wonder if the pharaohs of a war mascara. It probably was a death mask misunderstood. Don't let them D-boys catch them up in the hood. Why NOI? Stop patrolling the block. We get shot by the cops and we calling the cops. Come on, y'all was on another level. The black man was God, the white man the devil. Now the white man, or better yet the European, and the Mars and the bean pies are sold by Koreans. I'm talking what I'm seeing, I'm just a reporter. How you call a woman to be and you got a daughter. Talking about the Hebrews, the demonized women, and choose Esau over brothers and Kemet. Probably timid, soft, and scared to fight. Yelling and wearing spikes, trying to fake me out right. But you can't fool me, cause you make a little noise. Cause deep inside, y'all some scared little boys. You really wanna ride, let's take it to the beast. Get revenge for our people killed by the police. Yeah, right. Y'all ain't busting the grape. It appears that you fear you in love with hate. Correct me if I'm wrong, we might all don't get along. European psychology got us all gone. You think we divided? Cause I wear fez and she wear oak and he wear dreads. But the vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to wake you up and get you out of the bed. We lost to get you out the bed. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Oh yeah, I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Y'all think we divided cause I got a fez and you wear oak and she wear dreads. Y'all think we divided cause I wear fez. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. And she wear oak and he got dreads. Moors need to wake up too, so I'ma wake up you, so we can get together, do what we gotta do. We ain't done much since the prophet left. More standing on law, we still in this mess. Haven't built the town to hold us down. Paperwork can't feed us, we looking like clowns. Not a bench in the temple, claim we follow the prophet, but I follow the prophet. I understand logic. People in the temple, time to hit the streets. Everybody knew they part of, we ain't getting relief. The murder rate can be more, it's just gone crazy. Dope fiends ODing in the hood on the daily. Weed waste with chemicals, you drink and serve. We fighting over information, we got some nerve. They say that we conscious, we might know a little something, but we just frontin' cause we haven't done nothing, we lost. You think we divided cause I got a fez and she got a cross and he got dreads. You think we divided cause I got a fez and he got an onk and he got dreads. You think we divided cause I got a fez?
Yeah. Islam. I'm trying to be your friend, man.
That's right.
Trying to be your friend, bro. Help me out. Meet me halfway. Come on. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. Yo, let me be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Yo, let me be your friend. Peace and love. Hey yo, I used to be a thug until I met the prophet. Now I'm all about love, truth, peace, and freedom till I return to Allah. One day we gon' meet him. I'm all about justice, that's the focus of the message. Sometimes Asiatics make me wanna forget the lessons. I be all up in my passion from all the Moorish passion. All things considered, I start laughing. A grown man with a ponytail, another calling us Neanderthal, and he all all pale. I mean, for real, this is what it come to, my brother. We got nothing better to do than talk down to each other. Yeah, we can be scholarly or we can get gutter. We are the children of our father, and the breast of our mother has nursed us all. And first of all, we beefing while the peen trying to murk us all. You need to chill, my brother. Tell the elder the same, cause on the real, my man, I'm really bout them things. I can take the feds off and get back in the low and return to the state where they used to call me dope, but no.
In solidarity, in fact, we didn't meet him directly, but we saw him. But we got to actually meet him. It was actually Brother Delta who kept who said that when Ozone was coordinating for the demonstration for the brothers that was lynched in Georgia in Douglasville, Delta said that Ozone was making that call. Now, if anybody knows this formation of the New Black Panther Party, we've been very consistent. Ozone took the lead on the brother Styles lynching in Georgia. We said by all means we'll be down there with him in solidarity. When we met the brother, he met with us in Atlanta the day before it was time for the demonstration. We met up. We met him and some of his other comrades and his queen. He is very spiritual. He's still street. He greets you shalom. He always said shalom first and then black power. So and they know who he was, because in Tulsa, when number one, he stood up in Georgia for Styles. That's the first time you would see him publicly. You know what I'm saying? And then in Tulsa, when the pigs was trying to turn the demonstrators around, who was the one that confronted them and say, show me the law? That was Ozone. Let's not forget that. Another brother went up, but Ozone was defiant. And he say, show me the law. And then the lady, she got to babbling and she acted like she was finna go get it. They know who he is.
Go. This snitch, this snitch, snitch, this snitch, go. This snitch, this snitch, this snitch, go. This snitch, this snitch, this snitch, go. This snitch, this snitch, snitch, go. This snitch, this snitch, snitch, go. This snitch, this snitch, snitch.
You know what I mean? It's like when like a lot of folks don't understand, like they don't know the truth. Nobody knows. All the interviews that's been conducted sideways. None of them are accurate. So the actual truth behind, in fact, it was a lot of situations that took place behind the first formation. Like how me and O encountered each other. I've been seeing them, that Jay brought him in. So I'm telling Jay, I like Buddy. I like him. We're going to make them such and such. And just picking them out. But Brooke's sister asked us to go downtown to the BLM event and assist her. As we going downtown, my line is driving, she wrecked, she NFAR, she one of them type. She up and running. So she get into it with another female, some other chick down there in Atlanta, but the girl have a gun on her hip. I'm on the passenger side, I can see this. I'm telling her, chill out, because she don't see it's a girl behind that girl. That's a homegirl with her. And they both strapped. So my line is she backing up, opening the door. I say, fuck it. But I see the girl got the gun on her kids in the car. No, I say, man, pull over. We going downtown to BLM for Brooke's sister with GDs and all that. We pull over, I jump out with the I come out, I jump out. Baby girl jump out, the kids jump out, haul ass, homegirl jump out. I say, man, you pull that shit up your hip, I'm gonna knock your ass down. Ozone came out of nowhere. Like, bro, what the fuck going on? Such, this and that. Ozone was the only one with me that time. You know what I mean? When we caught that incident and he brought it up. So I'm like, you was with me, you was there that day. He like, yeah, man, I was right next to him. So I'm like, oh shit, now I reflected back. I'm like, yeah, this nigga he was dead. Ozone has always been the protector. When Jay was downtown doing that flaw ass interview with the big ass motherfucking white Air Force Ones, Ozone was with him. You hear me? So for him to go out, I get it. I understand what's going on with the case and all that. You know what I mean? But then again, you owe that man way more. You owe him you owe KFO way more. You know what I mean? For you to be
Is telling something on somebody else, maybe on yourself.
Well, snitching somebody is telling the authorities on somebody who may be guilty or committed a crime.
Snitching is revealing of information that you might not have supposed to have revealed, or you reveal some information that's extremely helpful.
He had just one weekend before, a couple weekends before, come from Tulsa. And he was and then he just came back from Freedom, Georgia. You know, and when he come back announcing himself to be a Black Panther. Not only had he been with INFAC, he started his own organization. And not only did he say he was a Black Panther, he said the Black Nation Black Panther. So this is not a regular person by any shape, form, or fashion.
And that's one of the things that we have to
This is political.
There's
half of them crackers and half of them cracker niggas.
A person shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people or other races, or who believes that a particular race is superior to another.
Don't worry about that. Half of them crackers and half of them cracker niggas.
My mom is white.
Half of them crack, half of them crack, half of them crack, half of them crackers and half of them cracker niggas.
My mom is white.
And half of them cracker niggas.
A person shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people or other races, or who believes that a particular race is superior to another.
Half of them crackers and half of them cracker niggas.
with the Proud Boy shirt on and shit like that. I know what he did with ABs. We put that nigga on every government platform. This ass nigga, he in this feeling because Chris Muhammad didn't want to come assist him. Nigga, you facing 60 days of fucking white women.
My mom is white.
60 days of fucking white women.
My mom is white.
60 days of fucking white women. You be in your pants, nigga. You hear what I'm saying? Go do your time. If this nigga was in he was in a situation like this, you hear me? He'd been on kill himself. With a
He ain't no revolutionary.
Yeah.
He an evolutionary.
My mom is
I be that one you gon' remember, be more. I be that one you gon' remember, Nap Town. I be that one you gon' remember, Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that one you gon' remember, LA. I be that one you gon' remember, New York. I be that one you gon' remember, Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number. Welcome to another edition of World TV. I am your host, Brother Tahaka Bay. How y'all doing? Today, family, we're going to get in a nice little lesson because I think it's a timely lesson and it deserves our conversation. This is a learning network, World TV. Shout out to Sean. I think Sean in the middle of the day just sent the Cash App in the middle of the day. Just in the middle of the day out the blue. Shout out to Sean. Had the Grand Sheik on his mind. And you are on my mind at all times. I want to give you the best that I got. All those who support Moorish World TV. With a share, with a like, with a view, with whatever. I appreciate you, family. And we're going to put this together. Because listen, coming soon on Monday, I want to ask y'all a question. Have anybody ever thought about, and somebody said it on the show before, and I've said it in the past, have anybody ever thought about if Martin Luther King, y'all do know, in order to set up and assassinate a Martin Luther King, there got to be somebody in the inside that look like us, that look like Martin Luther King. Do anybody know that? Are we aware of that? Do you realize that some say Jesse Jackson was one who was on the inside? Do you realize that the cameraman that was known as the civil rights photographer, he was in on it? Do you know that when they shot Martin at the Lorraine Hotel that there was someone right beside him that was, while they was pointing that way, he was checking the pulse to make sure that he was dead? Do you realize that the assassination of Malcolm X was one that looked like him? I don't care who denies culpability, but his bodyguard, security, who gave him mouth to mouth, was actually not resuscitating him, but suffocating him. Do anybody realize that? Before you start talking about Tahaka Bay and Morris World TV, I want you to think about that for a minute. Don't you think that Martin, Malcolm, and all the other freedom fighters that was compromised by an infiltrator, didn't you wish that someone would have said, watch that one, watch that one? Don't that only make sense? When will we ever say, you know what? Policing ourselves should mean finding out who's saying that they're fighting for us. Who's really fighting for us? Why can somebody just jump up out the blue and act like they're fighting for us, and everybody will embrace them as if they're legitimate? Let's talk for a second before I get into this. Let's talk for a second before I get into this case, because the Bill Cosby case is very significant, and I'm going to show you why. But let's talk about this for a second. When you look at those that have been put into prison, those that have been murdered, there is no doubt about it, undeniable, that it was one of us, one amongst us, that helped it to unfold to the ultimate result of death or prison. You cannot deny it. So why is it that everybody gets so bent out of shape when I say, look at this, look at this? Steve Coakley did the same thing. Steve Coakley was calling out everybody. Steve Coakley wasn't playing. So the point that I'm making is that at some point in time, we need to vet those who say that they for us. We need to vet those that say that they for us, especially in this social media era when everybody is climbing, dragging people down, climbing, dragging people down, climbing over top of people to get to the camera lens and chasing ambulances, chasing situations that will bring them popularity. They can scream F the European, F the cracker, F the devil, European the devil. They can scream that all they want. But one thing that you have to do is you have to critique these people. If you're in your neighborhood, somebody with some sense need to say, hold up, watch out for this one, watch out for that one. Y'all sit here and listen to this. Y'all sit here and listen to the reels that I played. Those reels are, and let me tell you something. The little 2-minute, 3-minute clips that I played, you got 4 and 5 hours of conversation from these people on 3 different platforms. On 3 different platforms. Just talking. Just talking. Coming up with fake scenarios. Somebody say I got an echo. Do I got an echo with everybody else? Sean say he got an echo. I shouldn't have an echo. But just talking.
over and over and over, just talking. This is 3 different platforms, some 2 hours, some 4 hours. Brother man from the 5th floor. Some 2 hours, some 4 hours. Just on and on and on and on and on. How can a leader go on with this madness like that? And then get mad when someone on social media critique something that's on social media. This is beyond me. This is beyond me. You go on social media, you run off at your mouth, and then get mad when someone critiques it. Unbelievable to me. Unbelievable to me. Do you know the weird I don't even want to say his name, but the weird guy with the podcast, man, he put my wife, my children, he did all that. Delta did it too. That don't bother me at all. And anybody who gets emotional about someone responding to them on social media, they should take every piece of coin that they got and go and see a head doctor. That's what they should do. They should go and take every piece of coin. Now, in my situation, I would say, listen, when you finish talking about somebody said need a third when you finish talking about me, my children, my wife, I can't rap, I'm scared of SETI, when you finish talking about all that nonsense, I really want somebody to prove my information wrong. When you finish talking all that nonsense, you're going to beat me up. You a super fighter. You a super killer. I get it. Yeah, yeah. When you finish that, I invite you to prove the information wrong. And you ain't coming over here with that. No, I need you to prove the information wrong on the platform, word for word. After I beat up 50 million women, I abused 1,300 children. After you finish with all that, I want you to prove the information wrong. That's all I want you to do. Yeah, prove the information wrong. Yeah. Shout out to my brother Rasul. Rasul was on their neck. He was on their neck. Rasul was on their neck in that chat. Man, I was sitting there watching. I said, man, he was on their neck. And y'all might have missed it, right? But old OC was sitting up there just like, not here. And I do. You know, his head be all tight like that. Anybody ever knows that? That's how he do. That's how he do. He have wrinkles in his forehead. Like, why is his head all tight all the time? There are wrinkles. I do that. Anybody notice that? His head be all tight like he. Be quiet. like let you, like you looking stressed out over there. Why your head so tight? These people funny to me, man. Hey, that's right. He said that's a Jersey thing. Rasul Ali 9 was on their neck. Shaw wouldn't let her. Shaw. Bob, but man, everybody was over there, man, trying to get them to come clean. They would not come clean. They would not answer no questions. They would not do nothing. They would just wham. But anyway, family, I think this show is important
because due to the situation with Bill Cosby, this is typical of what we should look at, family. And I know I took a little minute in the intro, but I want to get right into it. I want to ask y'all for a second, what do you think that tipped the scale with Bill Cosby in conjunction with the law? In conjunction with the law, what tipped the scale? I've been following this for a while, and anybody that know y'all know that I don't really speak on. If you didn't notice, I'm gonna let you know now. I don't really speak on cases in progress. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to hear it flow and see what happened. Anything other than that is theory and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Anything other than that is theory. So I like to hear it flow, and I think they're doing even a disservice to Brother Ozone for keep on throwing out all of these scenarios, all of these maybe this, maybe that, perhaps this, perhaps that, all of that talking. I'm going to tell you what you should be doing if you're watching, which I know you watch every show. You just don't comment because you probably block. All that talking that you're doing, you should be trying to organize to get the money up, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take. Bill didn't sell out. Bill might have sold out years ago, but at this demonstration, no. Two things Bill did that should be a lesson to everybody. Number one, Bill shut his mouth. So even with the sellout, even if he crossed somebody and now they're coming to get him, number one, Bill shut his mouth. Number two, when he opened his mouth, he secured himself so they can't come back and bite him. But it came back and bite him, but he brought it all the way around. Bill shut his mouth. He let the public and the media convict him on the screen. But Bill shut his mouth. All of those that was close to him, Felicia Rashad and those types, they didn't sit up there and give a whole bunch of scenarios. Anybody notice that? That part. The Felicia Rashads, the Raven Simones. I don't think Raven gave something, but she's a little kooky, so maybe. But I didn't hear her say nothing. But his bona fide supporters, they didn't sit up there and talk about, well, maybe she went over there and they were playing Yahtzee. Well, maybe they went over there and they didn't get none of that. They said, no, I don't know him for that. And they shut up. That's what they did. Now, look at what's going on in Florida. Everyone that says that they are a friend of Brother Ozone are talking and giving a whole bunch of scenarios, whole bunch of crazy information, a whole bunch of theories, a whole bunch of possibilities. Y'all notice this stuff? This shows the level of incompetency. They're incompetent. This shows the level of incompetency of those who claim to be freedom fighters. How can you be a freedom fighter and you don't even know when to shut your mouth? You don't even know when to shut your mouth. And then when to open your mouth, you haven't even secured yourself. You haven't even secured yourself once you open your mouth. But that's what we're going to talk about tonight, family. And this is a lesson for everybody. If you find yourself on the front line of anything, I don't care what it is. First rule, shut your mouth. That's the first rule. Any attorney will tell you that. Because one thing about the criminal justice system or the judicial system, one thing about the system, they are depending on you to say something so they can fill in the blanks. Whether those blanks that are being filled in is right or wrong, they're depending on you or someone associated with you. And in this age of social media, they're depending on social media to say something so they can try to piece the puzzle together. Now, you could be totally innocent. And I say that to say this. You could be totally innocent. But as Bill say, now y'all might think Bill is boule. And I'm not too fond of some of his doings over the years myself. But I am a man that believes in law and principle and right. And right here, Bill says the media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and make the guilty innocent. And that's power because they control the minds of the masses. Bill is quoting Malcolm X. See that? Bill quoting Malcolm X on this one. Ain't that something? Now, of course, Bill is accused of having Bill is accused of having sexual relations with a bunch of European women without their consent. But here it goes. He's quoting Malcolm X. Now listen to what Malcolm say. The media is the most powerful entity on earth. Why would you go on social media? Why would anybody that's supposed to be a revolutionary go on social media? They haven't studied Malcolm. They don't know this quote. Why would they go on social media to try to validate the criminal accusation alleged against someone in their ranks? Because that's all they're doing is validating it. That's all they're doing. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and make the guilty innocent. That's power. Right? Now watch this. We're going to show you how Bill Cosby beats the odds and how many of us don't. Now, one thing you have to know is this. Let me stop for 1 second. One thing that you have to know is you got to have money. Do you understand that, family? Don't be a fool and don't think that you don't have to have money to beat the odds. You have to have money. You understand what I'm saying? You have to have money. Don't let nobody lie to you. Money is the root of all evil and all that crazy stuff. You got to have money. And the reason why you have to have money, because you need one who is going to be forward thinking. You're going to need one who is going to ride it out to the end. You need one that put a chess move in place so they can get the queen. And you're going to need to be quiet and put your confidence in someone that got your best interest in heart. This is not true. The European saying the only reason he is because he's rich. This is not true. The money provides access to adequate representation. That's what the money does. The money provides access to the adequate representation. You understand? And if anybody understand how politics work, Bill had already put himself in position with his philanthropy to have some things happening before these things happen. So I'm going to tell you, family, if you are in an organization, you better be raising some money. If you are in a gun club, if you are in a militia, if you are in a black power group, you better be raising some money. Because if you're serious about it and you find yourself in a compromising situation, it's going to take money for adequate representation. All of that old rhetoric, oh, the crack of this, and oh, they laws don't do this. Okay. Bill didn't take that route. Bill had adequate representation. Europeans and Asiatics, so-called black and so-called white, he had adequate representation because he didn't see himself as a victim of a law. He seen himself a victim of the media and being one who was accused of something that the law would not defend. I mean, not defend, that the law would not validate. Pardon me. He seen himself as one that was people were coming at him, but the law would not validate it. You understand what I'm saying? So I want you to understand this, family. Please pay attention to tonight demonstration. We're going to be about 45 minutes. Please pay attention, because if you or your friends ever find themselves in some type of legal nonsense, this is classic right here. And Bill went to jail. Bill could have apologized, and they was going to let him out a few months ago. He refused to apologize. And we're going to get into it right now. How did Bill, and anybody can get mad at me. It doesn't matter. These are the facts. How did Bill Cosby beat the odds? It's him against her. No, it wasn't him against the 33 or whatever, how many it was. It was Bill against her. That's what it was. You follow me? Now, being as though Bill was against her, let's look into this just a little bit. What was Cosby accused of in the first place? Andrea Constant, a former employee of Temple University, accused Cosby of drugging and sexually assaulting her in his suburban Philadelphia home in 2004. She testified that the comedian gave her blue pills of unknown origin and that she drifted in and out of consciousness. Cosby assaulted her, she claimed, that Cosby unknown origin, and that after she drifted in and out of consciousness, Cosby assaulted her sexually. She claimed that Cosby was evasive when she questioned him about what happened. Now, I want to ask you a question real quick. Listen to this. The whole world believed that Bill Cosby was convicted of rape. Y'all do know he wasn't convicted of rape, right? Y'all do know that, right? But in the media, you will hear people say, and I even heard it today, he raped this woman, he raped that woman. He wasn't convicted of rape. We'll talk about that too. He wasn't convicted of rape. Somebody said it to me today. But he drugged him and raped him. Where? This is where we go wrong by falling into the emotionalism. And for me, one thing about Morris science has taught me to be able to separate emotions from unadulterated fact. And I guess that what makes me a good researcher, because I'm not going to get caught up into the emotional stuff. I'm going to just look at the facts for what they are. I'm gonna look at for the facts of what they are. I don't have to agree with, in fact, I can form an opinion on how I feel about a situation, but I really know how to apply the facts. And I know how not to spit my opinion before it's time. That's one thing we have to learn too. Sometimes we express our opinion prematurely. Man, we got a lot to learn on the path to wisdom. Many of us spit our opinion prematurely. Prematurely. But with that being said, let me get it rolling a little bit, family. So let me screen share again. So what happened after DA refused to prosecute Cosby? In 2005, Constant filed a lawsuit against Cosby in the U.S. District Court for the eastern state of Pennsylvania that led Cosby to testify under oath in several of these controversial depositions, during which he admitted to having a romantic interest in Constant and suggested that they had consensually engaged in sexual activity 3 different times, including the night she accused him of drugging and assaulting her, right? So I'm gonna try to weave this all in for you. Give me 1 second. Let me get the Grandmaster J out the background real quick. I'm gonna try to weave this all in for you real quick. Give me 1 second. What I'm doing right now. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to weave this in because I got the wrong show in the background. Let me change that up real quick. There we go. There. So there it is. Bam. There we go. So during which he admitted to, man, here goes Sinetta. Let's ask the Sinetta. Y'all want me to get Sinetta? Sinetta, I'm live on Morse World TV. Come on, man.
Hold up. Look, I'm right here with Red Pill and I just wanted to really ask you about the case with the brother. Did he get caught, and how did he get caught? We live with Red Pill and Blue Pill right here.
Well, brother, my thing is I don't want to speak on anything. I think it's all over the news. So Red Pill, Blue Pill, you know I love y'all, man, but I'm not speaking on that, brother.
You live right now, right?
Yeah, but I'm not speaking on it at this time, brother. I just want to watch it play out.
I was just telling them, I was filling them in how the media was trying to get all your information. And you told them straight up, hell no, I'm not giving y'all.
Oh no, no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing. Yeah. Hey, Red Pill, what up? What up, Blue? I love y'all, man. I'll talk to y'all soon. All right, sir. Man, I had to answer that. I keep telling y'all. Remember when I told y'all, family? I said it's a game. It's a game to these YouTubers. I tell you, man. Sometimes, man, it is what it is, and this is why I don't take. I don't take Sinetta serious. Sinetta, he on his mission. He on his job, man. So all the back and forth, y'all shouldn't take serious either. It's social media. Sinetta called me the next day. And you know what I mean? He's like, you got me, but that's it. But whatever the case may be, he know he shouldn't have had Messy X on there talking crazy. You know what I mean? He know that. But let me get back to my point. With that being said, during which he admitted to having romantic interest in Constant and suggested that they had consensually engaged in sexual activity 3 different times, including the night she accused him of drugging and assaulting her. Right? So he admitted, but remember, when he admitted, I want you to remember, when he admitted this, he had already, hold up, let's do this, because this is a beautiful presentation. I'm gonna lay it out for you. So Bruce Castor which was the prosecutor who investigated the claims, it says, according to court records, a search was done of Cosby's home outside of Philadelphia where Constant said that the incident took place. And Cosby provided written answers to questions from investigators. The DA's office also looked into other accusations against Cosby by other women. These claims were also deemed unreliable at the time. Overall, it's estimated that the investigation took about a month. Did Cosby ever confess to these accusations? No. He has long denied all accusation against him. The reason why I point this out is because in the news, they said he agreed or admitted that he drugged these women. Anybody ever follow this case? Understand why I'm laying this out. This is an example. This is an example of how you must move in this society when you are being preyed upon. And many of us are preyed upon at all times. In talking to the DA, he said, I didn't drug these people. But I'm going to show you how they twisted it. He said, I didn't drug this people. Watch the twist in this, Rasul. This is a thinking man and woman game. This is a thinking man and woman game. Watch how they twisted. I'm about to break it down in a second. Watch how they twisted it, though. Give me 1 second. Watch how they twisted. Why didn't you ever take the Quaaludes? Because I used them. For what? The same person would say, have a drink. That's very instrumental. Now, this is when the prosecutor makes the decision. In 2005, Montgomery County District Attorney Bruce Castor learned that Andrea Constant had reported that William Cosby had sexually assaulted her in 2004 at his Cheltenham residence, along with his top deputy prosecutor and experienced detectives. District Attorney Castor thoroughly investigated Constant's claims and evaluating the likelihood of a successful prosecution of Cosby. The district attorney foresaw difficulties with Constant's credibility as a witness based in part upon her decision not to file complaint promptly. Pay close attention to this. Many people want to blame the prosecutor when things don't go their way. But listen to what the prosecutor does, though. Watch this. And watch what Bill do, though. I love to break this down. I wish more people was into the psychology of dealing with this system and how to navigate through it. Watch this. Seeking some measure of justice for Constant, DA Castor decided that the Commonwealth would decline to prosecute Cosby for the incident involving Constant, thereby allowing Cosby to be forced to testify in a subsequent civil action under the penalty of perjury without the benefit of the Fifth Amendment. Let me break that down to you. So what the state's attorney does is he said, okay, we're not going to prosecute you here, but in a civil case, you must give a deposition. But flip how Cosby flip it. Man, come on, man. Chess, not checkers. This is tennis, not ping pong. It says, under the penalty of perjury without the benefit of his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination, unable to invoke any right not to testify in the civil proceeding. Cosby relied on, this what did it, Cosby relied upon the district attorney declination and proceeded to provide 4 sworn depositions. During those depositions, Cosby made incriminating statements. But who says they're incriminating? Let me show you why it's not incriminating, and I'm going to show in a minute. And we're going to rewind back all the way back. It said, D.A. Costa successfully did not feel bound by his decision. D.A. Costa's successors did not feel bound by his decision. Now, what was his decision? His decision was, okay, Bill, you can give the deposition, but guess what? It will not be held against you. Sign this, and now if he didn't sign that, and listen how real this is, though. Bill could have went right up and exact his Fifth Amendment right. He could have went right to trial and exact his Fifth Amendment right. And you wouldn't have known nothing. The public wouldn't have known nothing. But what Bill did to bring forth and bring this to a close, he signed the agreement with the district attorney saying that if I give a deposition, anything that I say, whether you misconstrued it, whether you think it's criminal or not, it cannot be used against me in any proceeding. That is tennis, not table tennis. It ain't ping pong. And when he signed that, they violated him. They violated him because when Bruce Castor was elevated to be here we go. He was elevated to be Donald Trump's attorney. They moved in another district attorney, and now they say, no, we ain't keeping that. Here we go. This is where real men and real women come into play. You cannot try to prosecute somebody who already signed something that they will not be prosecuted. It doesn't work like that. But they convicted him anyway. Remember this, family. Remember this, family. One thing about people, many of people that's in law, they call it practicing law for a reason. Because as they practice law and as law evolves, most of them, not on a lower level, but on the Supreme Justice level, they really want to get to what it is to be legal and lawfully correct. But that's on a higher level. So on a lower court, that's why you got all of these appeals. On a higher level, I know people, right? And this is the problem with us. We doubt how powerful we can be within the legal circles. I know a brother right now did over 20 years in prison. He was convicted of a robbery and a murder happened in the process of the robbery. Not only did he get himself out through the post-conviction process, this is a Moorish brother. Not only did he get himself out, he got his rap buddy out. He got at least 5 other Moors out that I know of myself from the post-conviction process. Elevating it all the way up, finding new evidence. Most of these brothers have been in jail over 20 some years. So I'm telling you, you should be getting your children to become lawyers, getting your children to become doctors. I'm telling you, because once you get way up into the upper realm of the legal system, they deal most of the times, they deal with straight facts. They deal with straight facts. And you don't have to believe it, but get yourself in the mess. Get yourself in a mess. And I guarantee you, you're going to try to fight all the way up that legal ladder. Get yourself in a mess. And you're going to hope that somebody would be able to see the facts. I mean, now, one thing that Bill did, again, he shut his mouth. And he was confident that he was in the right because he already put things in the right when he first got the phone call. He already positioned himself. This is why I say with the situation that happened in Florida, all of this talking, man, come on, man. Come on. For what? For what? All of this talking, I will guarantee you that the officer who was wounded, the officer that was wounded, he probably over or close to $500,000 right now. Those that's on social media talking probably raised a couple hundred. They should be hitting the ground trying to raise a couple hundred. Now, my thing is this. How are you going to talk about the European, say the European the devil, claim that these things that took place is a response and Europeans, police in particular, could possibly deserve these things. But then you make a GoFundMe account to the same Europeans. That makes sense to anybody? That makes sense to anybody? You talk about the European, you disrespect, call them crackers, you do all of these kind of things, but then you go right to the European platform to try to raise money. And then you get mad when they shut you down. You's a slave. You simply a slave. You simply a slave. The brother that there, I'm going to say his name. Hold up, fam. Let me use the restroom and get me some kombucha because I'm about to get into this.
Just like a herb, by the motion, American Muslim unifies the word. You can say what you want about Dr. York, but he gave you different variations of the same thought. You don't appreciate that. You won't appreciate me. Appreciate the holy and divine Drew Ali. People refuse to admit it. He the first that ever did it. Europeans hope that the Moors would forget it, but we here, strong, alive and well, resurrected from hell, with a story to tell. So pay attention and listen and consider the facts. You know it's humanly impossible for you to be black. I guess a Chinaman is yellow, a Mexican is brown. Just think for a second how ridiculous it sounds. We can turn it around, but we must unite. It's okay to disagree, but we don't have to fight. Cause if we have to fight, you know how we get. I'm still learning to love. No, I'm not there yet. So work with me, fam, and I'ma work with.
So listen, you take somebody like Delta. Let's keep it a buck. I don't care if he make a video and cuss me out, talk about my dog, my family. I don't care about none of that because I'm going to just tell the truth where it is. You take somebody like Delta. He's in the state of Florida. He's in the state of Florida. You mean tell me that he can't go and knock on? Hey, listen, we got to put something together. You ain't in their video with the family. Like, come on and support the family. You sitting there with Big Shirley. You sitting there with somebody that's the Dern guy. You sitting there with OC. You in Florida and you ain't going to knock on the door and talk to the family. Let's put something together. You ain't going live with the family. You for real? You ain't doing that. You on the video cussing out to Arca Bay? For real? You got time to cuss out to Hawker Bay? You really got time to? If my friend was in those circumstances in Maryland, trust me, I might not be going live, but I would be live and say, family, we got it. We got it. We working something out. And if I had to use GoFundMe, I'd be like, listen, support Tisha Campbell High School. It's in the zone. Support Tisha Campbell High School. Tisha Campbell be the wife. Support Tisha Campbell High School. It's in the zone. Go to GoFundMe. If I had to use that because I didn't have no other wits about me, I would use the wits that I have. Go to Tisha Campbell, GoFundMe. Support the zone at the school. Right to the wife hand. Right to the wife hand because he loved his wife. So now we got Big Shirley. Big Shirley got a page. Big Shirley got a page taking donations where she already have no credibility because she robbed somebody for donations she already robbed somebody for donations with Ali. Now if somebody going to just funnel donations to the site that she made in the name of a defense, none of this stuff makes sense. None of this stuff makes sense. Then you got another group saying, listen, just send me the Cash App, send me PayPal. What? This is what we doing? At the gravity of this accusation, this is what we doing? This is what we doing? Do we know how serious this is? Send it to Cash App. I'll make sure it gets to the proper place. This is what we doing. For real. You got 5 different people. You got Malik Zulu Shabazz saying we got a platform in order to get the finance together. You got what's supposed to be his enemy got another one. Crystal Muhammad at odds. Then you got 3 other people saying hit the Cash App. Family, I'm telling you what, with friends like that, you don't need no enemies. Buddy, you don't need no enemies with friends like that. I'm telling you, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I would advise anybody, unless his wife organize a campaign or she endorse somebody's campaign, be careful. You hear what I say? Unless his wife, his mother, or next of kin endorse any one of these campaigns, you be careful with your finances. You hear what I'm saying? His mother is still around. His wife is still around. Don't listen. I don't care if somebody tried to twist my words. I don't care if somebody tried to twist my words. Because it's on the record of what I'm saying. It's going to take finance for this to take place. To even build a defense. A reasonable defense of any accusation. You can steal candy from the grocery store. You better be able to build some type of defense. You can be accused of stealing candy from the grocery store, whatever the case may be. But let me show you. Let's get back to Bill. Let's get back to Bill. It says, Constant seeking some measure for Constant, a measure of justice for Constant, Castor decided that the Commonwealth would not prosecute Bill Cosby. And as we went on down, let me get to the second paragraph. D.A. Castor's successors did not feel bound by his decision. And his decision was to make sure Bill would not be prosecuted for anything that he said. And he decided to prosecute, and they decided to prosecute Cosby, notwithstanding the prior undertaking. The fruits of Cosby reliance upon D.A. Castor's decision, Cosby's sworn inculpatory testimony, were then used by D.A. Castor's successors against Cosby at the criminal trial. How can you get mad at Bill Cosby and say money got him out? Money didn't do that. Money was able to put together a witty legal team and outsmart the system that is trying to railroad somebody. That's what, and money was able to provide those with some legal wit to keep pushing on when it seemed like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. But money didn't do this. This was wits. This was put in place when Castor decided that, Bill, if you don't invoke your Fifth Amendment rights, they're going to blame Castor when Castor tried to put her in a position to get the money. Let's break it down. Castor put Constant in position to get $3 million. Over $3.5 million, if I'm not mistaken. She got the $3 million in a settlement. Because he said that the evidence was not there to prosecute. So she got $3 million in the settlement, over $3 million. But then the successor comes back and now want to prosecute. So now the Me Too movement want to blame Bruce Castor when Bruce Castor put her in position to be a millionaire. And then demonize Bill in the same breath. She took it to the bank. But let's get into what Bill was talking about. Let's get into what Bill was talking about. Now you have to understand, just because someone, if a person filed chapter, like we see Michi X, she filed bankruptcy because she didn't want to obviously pay those employees, but that was like $3,000. But some people file bankruptcy to actually save some of what's left so it won't get taken. You know what I'm saying? So these are, legal moves to try to protect assets, money, liquidate, so it won't be liquidated, whatever the case may be. And so just because someone pay a settlement, that doesn't mean that they are criminally responsible. Those are two different things. Criminally and civilly responsible. Those are two different things. But with that being said, though, Bill paid the money. Now they want to come back and get him. But look what Bill trying to say, though. Here we go. Let's see what Bill is saying throughout all this. Where we at? Okay. How did this case end up in the state's highest court? Cosby lawyers appealed after the Superior Court upheld his conviction in 2019, concluding that there were no expectations that Cosby would be immune from criminal prosecution. His lawyer's next and final appeal was granted just 1 year later. They argued that both the testimonies of the 5 women in the second trial and Cosby's own testimony and using quaaludes with women without being able to exercise his Fifth Amendment right prejudiced the jury. They also cited that the former DA's agreement not to prosecute Cosby if he was disposed under oath. Now, because they talking about these quaaludes, because they talking about these women took these quaaludes, you got to pay close attention to the language, though. Listen, I'm going to break it down in a minute, but listen to this. It is important to note that the deposition Cosby gave about the drugs and women in 2005 was used as evidence in both the first trial, which ended in a hung jury, and second trial, and which was ultimately convicted of 3 felonies because Castor removed the threat of criminal prosecution if Cosby agreed to making the deposition. How you gonna get mad at Castor? He put the system to work so Constant can get the bread. Man, anybody can get emotional about this all they want. He put her in position to get the bread. He wasn't taking up for Bill. He's saying there wasn't enough evidence to prosecute Bill, and the victims were not good witnesses to ensure a conviction. So he put the things in place for her to get the bread. But now everybody want to blame Bruce Castor. So Bruce Castor is the one, like Maceo said, it wasn't the same DA who made the agreement. No, but Bruce Castor was the DA that put it on the record. And so that they must honor that. His successor must honor that agreement because Bruce Castor represents the office of the district attorney, not Bruce Castor. He represents the office of the prosecutor. He doesn't represent himself. So the office gave him and signed the papers to say that they would not seek prosecution. The office did. It's like you got the president and you got the office of the presidency. 2 different things. 2 different things. But because Castor removed the threat of criminal prosecution, if Cosby agreed to making a deposition, the comedian's attorney successfully established that Cosby was not able to invoke his Fifth Amendment right privilege against self-incrimination and therefore was unable to defend himself against criminal charges. Some serious attorneys right there. Some serious attorneys right there. But they put this in motion long before the conviction. And like I say, those who were loyal to Bill Cosby was not talking. They wasn't coming on making scenarios. What do you think, Felicia Rashad? He's not guilty. That's it. That's it. His friends did not give the media no ammunition. His friends did not give any future prosecutors no ammunition to try to figure out how they were going to move. opposite of what we see now, what happened in Florida. All of those who claim to be friends is just talk, 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 talk. So check this out. How did we get the latest decision in the court? After Cosby was convicted on the 3 felony counts of aggravated indecent assault, not rape, aggravated indecent assault. I say again, not rape, and sentenced to 3 to 10 years in the state prison. His defense team filed an appeal arguing that the former Montgomery County District Attorney, Bruce Castor, had agreed not to file criminal charges if Cosby provided a sworn deposition in a civil case that Constant had filed prior to the criminal case. In those depositions, Cosby admitted furnishing, listen to the language, furnishing drugs, specifically Quaaludes, to women, and admitted to being sexually involved with Constant. Now, this is where the media went nuts. Remember when I was talking about a minute ago where they said, so did you provide? Why do you take Quaaludes? He said, I take them just like when someone say, let's have a drink. What Bill was saying is that these women, he never denied sexual contact. He did deny intercourse. He never denied sexual contact. No contact. But what he did was implying and saying in this deposition that they try to twist is that these ladies came to his house, or particularly this one came to his house. They got themselves a drink, popped some pills. She popped, he popped, and they did some touchy-feely. That was Bill's deposition. Bill said, yeah. So when you look in the deposition, he say he provided the pills. Yeah, but he didn't force nobody according to Bill. This is why Bill said, I'm not admitting to none of that. These people popping them pills. No, let me tell you something. Somebody say he was married. That means nothing to a quote unquote black man. We're not speaking of the moral wrong at this point. We can speak at that. We can speak to the morality of the circumstances after we talk about the legalities. See, that's where we mix apples and oranges. Apples and oranges. The legalities are different than the moral standard of which you choose to believe one should be held by. Those are two different things. Morally, no, he shouldn't be messing with all these women and he married. No, but that is not the conversation. The conversation is, did he rape these women? The answer, according to Bill, according to the investigation, and according to the district attorney who refused not to prosecute him, is no. Not only considering that woman, but quite a few other women that went under the investigative microscope. But what is the point of this dialogue tonight? The point of this dialogue tonight is that Bill moved the chess pieces across the board. His support team was helping advance like pawns. They was demonstrating that Young Jeezy song, smoke, drove, pop pills, get your gangster on. Smoke, drove, but they were just drinking wine, pop pills. Catch your feeling. According to Bill, that's what it say. They were drinking wine, pop pills. And if anybody ever read the deposition, which I read the deposition, it goes like the lady comes to the house. The lady comes to the house. She goes to a room by herself, eats dinner by herself. Anybody ever read the deposition? She goes to this room. He calls her up. She comes to this house. She goes to the room to have dinner. She's eating dinner by herself. Once she finished eating dinner, Bill walks in and then they got the wine and they got the pills. Bill is basically saying this was the routine. They was getting high. People act like that. People ain't getting high. They was getting high. Now all of a sudden he drugged somebody. No, they were getting high. He didn't, even when the lady talks about it, even when the lady talks about it, the lady said that, hold up, let me do this real quick. I think I got it right here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Listen to this. Let me see if I can listen to this. This is what the lady said.
He had 3 blue pills in his hand. 3 blue pills. 3 blue pills, and he put his hand out, and I said, "What are those?" And he said, "They'll help you relax." And I said, "Like, are they natural? Are they like a herbal remedy?" And he said, "No, they're your friends. Just put them down. They're your friends. They're your friends. Just put them down." Swallow. And he hands me some water. I get some water somehow, and I swallowed the 3 pills down. Why do you do that? I took them because I trusted that they would maybe just help me feel a little more relaxed. You trusted him? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. He had 3 blue pills.
So listen, the lady says that he had 3 blue pills. He put them in her hand and say, "These are my friends." That's what she said. She said, "What are these?" He said, "These are my friends. Put them down." She throws them back. She chases it with some wine. Do you know they have people believing that Bill Cosby was taking? Do you believe that they have people believing that Bill Cosby was dropping pills in people's drinks? Do you know that? They had the public believing that Bill was like in the club and they was partying. Like, look that way. Look over there. It's a bird. They had the public believing this. I mean, it's a bird. Got you. And then she drink. It didn't work like that. It didn't work like that. They were simply, according to Bill and reading between the lines in the deposition, they were getting high. And then after they got high, Bill said that they did some touchy-feely. That's what he said. That's what he said. In fact, I'm going to make sure everybody can read this deposition. But you got to read it from the perspective that I put it in the chat. You have to read it from the perspective that this guy is not talking as a guilty man. He's talking like, okay, I'm going to just give the deposition. I know I didn't do nothing. And so in this deposition, without interpreting the deposition, you can kind of read between the lines what Bill is saying. Bill is basically describing that he will call this lady over and they will get busy 3 different times. Now, let me see what Maymuna said. Maymuna said something I wanted to catch that. I wonder how Camille Cosby feels about her husband embarrassing her. Well, let me tell you something, Maymuna. In this type of lifestyle, and we can witness it all the time, many times the wife already knows. Many times the wife already knows. The public don't know. Just like we had the show with you on there. With you explaining that your experience as a co-wife or co-wife, you know what I'm saying? The public, some people in the public may not know, but pretty much most times the wife already know. You know what I'm saying? It's just not publicly known. So this is how Camille probably can hold her head and still support. Possibly. I don't know. Possibly. But most of the times in this Hollywood stuff, and this rich and famous stuff, many times the spouses know. They already know. It is what it is. That's what you're doing, Bill? Okay. Well, okay. Well, okay. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But let me get back into this real quick. So Cosby admitted to furnishing the drugs. He never admitted to forcing. He never admitted to forcing anyone to take in drugs. That's different. And he never admitted to assaulting anyone, as they try to say in the media that he admitted. This is how the media charged him, gave him a charge as if he got a rape charge. And when you show somebody this, you will actually see that there is no rape charge here. But that doesn't lighten the blow of the accusations, but it's just not a rape charge. It's assault without consent. Aggravated assault. Complainant is unconscious or unaware that penetration occurred. He wasn't found guilty of that. He was convicted of aggravated assault, if I'm not mistaken. But here we go. It says, now this is the conversation with women, including, okay, this is what they said. Oh man, I can't see my clip. Finally, investigators, what they say, something, which they believe provide usually compelling insight regarding Cosby's sexual relationships with women, including his assaultive behavior towards the victim. And he has never been convicted of nothing, but this is how they write this thing out. While speaking with Miss Constant, Cosby made sure that she understood there was no penile penetration involved. Presumably, here they go. This is their interpretation. Cosby considers lack of presumably. You see how they do? Cosby considers, how can you go speak for Cosby? Lack of intercourse as a means to diminish the culpability and lessen the gravity of the sexual offenses. Secondly, during the statement to the police, Cosby was asked whether he had sexual intercourse with Constant. He responded, never asleep or awake. That speaks volumes. He says, never sleep or awake did he have sexual, physical relations, intercourse with Constant. Let me blow it up for you. He said, never sleep or awake, inferring that either could be possible as a reasonable answer. This is a man that's laying it all out. Upon examination of all evidence, we believe that there is probable cause that on the night of this incident in mid-January to mid-February 2004, Cosby sought to incapacitate the victim by providing her with, this is why he wasn't found guilty. By providing her, because he provided her, he didn't force her. He didn't force her, but by providing her with his quote unquote three friends and some wine. He wanted to assure that she would not rebuff his advances. This is how they go to file the charges, as before, and succeeded in doing so. And the victim lie on the couch, sedated. Listen to this though. sedated and under the influence of an unknown substance, he supplied an unidentified and herbal. Cosby fondled her and digitally penetrated her privates. So the lesson in this thing here, family, Cosby lined his ducks up. Cosby recalled that once Constance ingested the pills, they kissed and touched each other on the couch. Cosby admitted that he touched Constance's breasts and privates, but he insisted she never resisted him. See what I'm talking about? So the whole point of me doing this tonight, I want to show you that the legal system on the lower level, yeah, you might not get a fair shot. But if you line your ducks up, if you line things up properly, okay, let me put this in place. Because if I come back on appeal, I'll be able to use this. And this is the problem with us. We can't see the forest for the trees. We be talking too much. How can somebody build a credible defense against the most basic or the most egregious accusations with everybody talking? And I will say this. Let me see what else I got real quick. Let me say this real quick before I want to say this. Let me share this real quick. Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, man, I was sharing it because I think everybody say I made my point, and I just want to share this real quick, and I'll open the floor up. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned Cosby 2019 felony conviction, ruling that the non-prosecution agreement with the previous prosecutor should have prevented him from ever actually standing trial. There was also the issue of the former so-called prior bad act witnesses who testified in Cosby's second trial. His attorney successfully argued that they unfairly prejudiced the jury. So I'm talking about, this is why I say, man, why are these revolutionaries up here talking so much? Why are they talking so much? Unbelievable to me. For real. It really is. It really is. It's unbelievable to me. Maybe they don't know the legal system. I don't know. Unbelievable to me. Contrary to the reports that this was Cosby put online, contrary to the reports that you have been reading in the media, Mr. Cosby was never charged nor convicted of rape. Mr. Cosby was convicted of aggravated indecent assault, for which he maintains his innocence. The media and its machine have repeatedly and blatantly misled and misrepresented the facts, continuing in their attempt to manipulate public opinion against Mr. Cosby. And here's Mr. Cosby. I have never changed my stance nor my story. I have always maintained my innocence. Thank you to all my fans, supporters, and friends who stood by me through this ordeal. Special thanks to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court for upholding the rule of law. It's the rule of law. It's the rule of law that we're looking for. What does the law say? How can I be? And this is, listen, one thing for sure and two things for certain. These laws can get you in or can get you out. They can get you in, they can get you out. It's going to take some money. It's going to take some money. And anytime one finds themselves in a compromising situation with the judicial system, you better start planning for the long haul. You plan for the long haul. You don't plan, I go to court on the 15th. Nah. You got to plan for post-conviction possibly. You got to plan all the way up to the Supreme Court if possibly. You got these brothers and sisters on the internet talking about, man, let me tell you, this is what happened. I seen this in the video. I seen that in the video. I seen this in the video. You don't think the prosecutor watching this to try to figure out how to get a conviction, because getting a conviction is political? Getting a conviction for something of this magnitude becomes political at this point. Yes, people want justice. But when you look at the scale of a political magnitude outweighs the moral code of getting justice for a family. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. They might talk about getting justice for the family, getting justice for such and such, but this is political at this point. Think of a bad crib. So look, family, coming, and I want to say this. So coming next week on the throne. Coming next week on the throne, we got a brother coming on the throne that will be, let me see something. We got a brother coming next week on the throne, right? That he will be laying out his experience. Is anybody familiar with, hold on, let me bring a picture up. Let me see something real quick. See if I can bring something up real quick. Let me see. Anybody familiar with this guy? Who is this?
No one has permission.
Anybody familiar with this? I ain't talking about Brother Polite. Who that? Who that? So let me tell you something about unique about this. Let me see if I can zoom in. Let me tell you something. On the throne, I'm doing some research, right? Which is going to be presented on the throne. Malik and Polite are two of the most enigmatic people in what they would call the conscious community. They are some of the most mysterious people in the conscious community. Let me ask you a question. Can anybody in this chat tonight name one case of significance that's been in the news as it relates to freedom fighting that Malik Zulu Shabazz has successfully won? Over 20, 30 years around. Anybody can name one case? Can you put the link in, please? Can anybody put the link in? I'm going to wait for a second, see if we can get the link in. Can anybody put the link in? Can anybody name one case? One case. Just one. I need one case. Any major case that has made the news of a freedom fighter or gotten a freedom fighter out of jail, anyone. And can anybody name one case? I'm looking at the comment section, seeing if we can get one case that he got a freedom fighter released from prison, or he overthrew a conviction, or anything. Anybody? All these people in here, there's not one? Not one? Come on now. Not one case? Over 30 years? Come on, please, just one case. Give me a name. Make something jump out to me. Come on. This is bad. It's pretty bad. But Malik has posted that he will be Mr. Ozone's attorney. Nobody said one case. I mean, come on, family. Come on, just one. I mean, at least we got some Crump getting some money. We got Cochran getting money. I'm talking about just one. Nobody can name anything. The mysterious thing about it is that we know Malik for being on the front line and screaming Black Power. We know Malik on the front line as the leader of the Black Panther Party. We know Malik on the front line for the lawyers out for justice, but we don't know Malik from beating not one single case of significance. I'm not saying that he haven't. We obviously don't know it. That don't strike you as odd? Let me see. I can't hit it right now. Let me see if I can. Crip just pulled up one. Let me see what Crip got for me. Because I don't know one. So let me see something real quick. Let me see what Crip got for me. Crip say right there. Oh, man, I already know the King Samir. Stop, Crip. Oh, man, come on, Crip. I already know the King Samir case. I didn't know that was that link. Crip, why you do that, Crip? I know the King Samir story, bro. Crip set me up. I ain't gonna show that because in the throne, we also got a brother that was close associates with Malik. Crip, you set me up, Crip. And I love me some King Samir, man. He was a revolutionary for real, man. But matter of fact, I wanted to go to Philly and find him, man. See where he at, man. Put him back on the front line. Good night. And the mysterious thing about it is that when you look at things like, when you look at people like this, right? One of the similarities we would never find, we never will find a bunch of childhood friends. We never find the actual high school. I can take you to my childhood friends. Go on my page. In fact, a lot of these cases are similar. I'm talking about these individual personas that we have come to know on the internet are similar to Grandmaster Jay. The background is very questionable. The background are really questionable. We become familiar with Malik from being an organizer at Howard University. See, if you're too young, you don't know this. He was instrumental in bringing Farrakhan and ultimately Khalid Muhammad to Howard University. But before that, the past is pretty grainy. Even when I do the presentation on Brother Polite, that's another one. Brother Polite, he says he's from Brownsville. You have never seen Polite childhood friends? He said that he was in jail and they used to call him some sort of name because he got shot or he shot somebody, Cavity or something like that. Everybody's background can be pulled up. Even weirdos be pulling up people's background. I bet you don't find one on Michael Nowak. Not no criminal background. He said he was in a gang. He said he was a Crip. Y'all remember all these stories? I'm gonna tell you, man, the game is the game to persuade and confuse people is heavy. It's heavy. See, many people think that the manipulation of our people is just rap music. Man, we are manipulated on all levels. Even when you are in a fight for freedom, there are people there to mislead you and distract you and take you to another direction. On all levels. Rap music, TV, freedom fighting organizations, the church, the temple, the mosque, on all levels. People are put in place to be the conductor to take you off course of your liberation. And they become personality worshipers to the point that they would defend the very one that mean you no good. They would defend the very one that mean you no good against the one that's trying to awaken you and make you aware. They will begin to say, well, why are you always talking about black people? You're more and you don't like black people. Why are you always talking about, why you don't talk about white people? They begin to try to distract the message, distract the other people from the message of to be aware. Be aware. My lessons teach me, when I open up this Quran, it teaches me, know thyself and Allah. To know myself is to first examine those who are a part of the whole self. That means my people. I'm going to examine that first. I already know with those who are not a part of myself, agenda is. I already know. And I have no problem with a European screaming white power. I have no power with a European trying to maintain white power. I have no problem with white supremacy. But what I do have a problem with is us not trying to respond to white supremacy in a way that would knock it out the box. Europeans in self-preservation being the first law of nature, they should be yelling white power. They should be. And they should be demonstrating it, whether they're yelling it rhetoric or whether they're taking over politically, whether they're taking over economically, whether they poison in the food, whether they poison in the water. If that's going to preserve them, how can you be mad at them? You need to be mad at yourself because you haven't learned how to dig no wells. You haven't learned how to grow your food. You haven't learned how to produce your food, a mass production of food. You need to be mad at yourself. How are you going to get mad at a group of people trying to preserve their kind? And they're trying to preserve their kind from an intellectual standpoint. They did it from a savage standpoint. They did it from an intellectual standpoint. They're doing it from a legal standpoint. They're doing it from an entertainment standpoint. It's all about self-preservation when you take off the mask of everything. It's all about self-preservation. They are trying to preserve their kind at any means, by any means necessary. And you crying because they're screaming white power. You crying because they're trying to maintain the status quo of being in power as a minority. You crying. This is the whole truth. We Moors talk about, yeah, they on our land. They on our land. But you haven't built any factories to make one brick out of mud on your land. Where is the factory to make some red bricks to build the building? Where is the factory to use so you can use the trees to build the roof? When have you put a political thing in place to take over the very political system that you feel deals you unjustly? Huh? What have you done politically as a collective group where you have put a plan together, you follow that plan, you execute that plan as a group for the betterment of your group? When is the last time you did that? When the last time you did that? That you got 20,000 people and say, 20,000 people, we moving this way. We ain't carrying no signs. We ain't doing this. We're going to go to the ballot box. We got 20,000. Everybody going to put $100 in, and we're going to get this mall over here, and we're going to let every nationality in America enjoy our mall. And we go and take it to the bank. Maceo said too much infighting. No. Let those that want to infight. We got over 83 million of us here. It's many other people that we haven't even tapped into. We have resources that we haven't even tapped into. We're looking at those that claim to be conscious. Those that claim to be conscious are the most asleep. Those that claim to be conscious are the most asleep. It's millions of us in here. And I'm talking about America. Millions and millions of us in here. That is an untapped resource. Stop trying to wake up people that's supposed to be woke. We continue to try to wake up people that are supposed to be already woke. I do this show to let you know that Ali Muhammad is not woke. Crystal Muhammad is not woke. Brother Polite is not woke. These people are not woke. Why should I be trying to convince them of anything? They got 20, 30-year track records. We need to stop trying to convince people that's supposed to be woke. Why should I have to convince them more that we need to unite? Why should I have to do that? He wear affairs, I wear affairs. He read the Quran, I read the Quran. But I got to convince him that we got to unite. I'd be a fool. I'd be a fool. And anybody that's in the Black Power community got to convince somebody else in the Black Power community to unite. You a fool. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to convince nobody that you have to unite. Unity is something that happens within. And one thing about unity, it responds to truth. Unity is a high vibration. This unity is a low vibration. If your vibration is high and you are intentfully trying to unite with people, those who love unity will automatically gravitate to you. Unity is an inner thing. Unity is not something that you call into existence. Unity is, because truth. In all the world, there are two things. The one is truth, the other is falsehood. You got right, wrong, up, down. Unity, disunity. Unity falls on a higher vibration. It's a thought. So if you demonstrate unity within, starting with self, the love of self, it's going to attract unity to you. You understand what I'm saying? And when it attracts unity to you, then you can get something done. Then you can get something done. But those who are not at peace with themselves are not even united in their own being. There's no way that they can unite with you. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. And time is of the essence. So you go to the people who have a sense of unity, even if they can't define what they feel. But they will have a sense of unity. You follow what I'm saying? You go to people with a sense of unity. Those people with a sense of unity, like a third sense or a sixth sense, you ain't got to convince them of nothing. They're going to start asking you, where can I help? They're going to start asking, how can I help? They're going to start saying, where can I send money? They're going to start saying, where can I pull up? They're going to start saying, let's get this thing rolling. They're going to start saying, let's get busy. Those are the people with a sense of unity. You follow what I'm saying? Those are the people with a sense of unity. They ain't got to be fully woke. They just got to have a sense of it. There you go, Council of Nice Ears. How can I be of service? How can I be of service? It is better to serve than to be served. So I wanted to say that, family. Well, somebody said these social media platforms will keep us separated. Listen, the social media platforms cannot keep you separated. Only your state of mind can keep you separated. I can disagree with the philosophical approach of Crystal Muhammad, but I don't hate Crystal Muhammad. I count Crystal Muhammad as ignorant. And I can't hate because that ain't a part of me. I count her as ignorant. That's it. She's ignorant. But her ignorance can cause casualties. So I pointed out. I can't hate a Grandmaster Jay. I count him as ignorant. Just not knowing what he's doing. As Jesus said, they know not what they do. Ignorant. But his ignorance can cause casualties. So do I let, in this social media era, when I have a voice, do I let that ignorance cause casualties? Or do I address the ignorance? I choose to address the ignorance. But do I got a problem with, if I seen Grandmaster Jay the day of tomorrow, the only way I would hit him in his mouth if he tried to hit me in my mouth. And I got to duck and weave. Same thing with Delta. Know what I mean? Soon as he get in my space with this hand right there, bam! You know what I mean? Yeah, soon as he get in my space. But would I see Delta and run down on him? No. But let him get in my space. You follow me? Now I ain't gonna front if the camera ain't on. I'll probably rock him. I ain't gonna front. Let me stop. They didn't come out right. If the camera ain't on, I might just run down and rock him real quick. not that old English out his hand real quick. Bam! Old English gone that way. Knock him out. Bam! I ain't gonna. I see Dern. I put a whole bunch of fist bumps in his jaw. You know what I mean? But, hey, I just hope y'all got bail money. Y'all got bail money. Help me out. Grand Sheik. Now you know you ain't supposed to hit that boy. Now you know he was just talking. He was on there high, drinking that water, and you done ran down on him while he's saying that there. No, Grand Sheik, you're gonna have to sit on this one. You got to sit this one out. You got to learn the lesson, Grand Sheik. We love you, Grand Sheik. We love you, Grand Sheik. But you got to sit this one out. Let Cryptonomics hold the show until you learn your lesson. Let him and Akhenaten co-host the show while you learn your lesson. Because you know better. Mama told you don't mess with them special children. You know better. Let me thank everybody, family. It's 11:42 on the East Coast, family. Hey, Sean, email me, Sean, talkabay at gmail.com. Email me, Sean. Yeah. My sister Faith Speaks said you get a pass the first time. Thank you, Faith. I get a pass. Thank you. So listen, family, the whole object of this presentation was to show that, listen, you have to be strategic. Bill and his attorneys were very strategic. He nor did his supporters talk reckless or give out all these crazy scenarios of what might have happened, what could have happened. They sit back and let justice take its course. And justice worked in favor of Bill because of this principle. So I thank you again, family. I will see you on Saturday. But Monday, let me put the family. I'm gonna give a brief presentation of what we're gonna be talking about in the Zoom, not the Zoom, on the throne. Man, I got 2 shows coming up. I got one on Monday. It's gonna be heavy, and this one is like a series, but it's only gonna be in the throne for right now. This is one like a series. This is one where this was a close associate, and he's gonna tell his experience. And family, I think in the throne, man, I got so much information on K. Foss that I'm hoping that he come to the throne. But I might have, you know how people do them books with them books, what they say, you know, the biographies, biography people do. The unlicensed or something like that. Man, I'm telling you, this K. Foss situation is out of control. I hope he come on the throne. I haven't talked to him in a couple of days. I don't know if he hiding from me. Man, if you ain't on the throne, man, I'm telling you, this is family. Parental advisory. Man, this it's bad, family. It's bad. Only one can clean it up is K. Foss. Hopefully, K. Foss will come on the throne. He was scheduled to come on the throne, and then the situation happened in Florida, and I haven't heard from him. So, oh yeah, you right, K. Hall. You right. K. Hall said I'm speaking on social media aspect, bro. At Cryptonomics, it's a bunch of opinions. I agree with that. Social media is a bunch of opinions. The Desert Eagle give you a time. Let's see what Desert say. Everybody want to hear Desert Eagle on the throne, man. Everybody want to hear Desert Eagle on the throne. Let me see if I can get him in. Let me see. Thank you, Faith Speaks, for the Cash App, sis. But let me see if I can get Desert Eagle on the throne real quick. Let me see something. Hold on. Let's see. We're going to call him up right there. Before I sign off. See if we get Desert Eagle. Let's see if we get him on the throne. D.E. He watching too. Answer the phone. D.E. Desert Eagle. My apology to bother you so late, but people on the live stream tonight saying what happened with you on the throne. I told them that we talk and we're going to be scheduling, but anything upcoming, brother?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I was in the Carolinas working, man. I just got home like about 30 minutes ago.
Thank you for picking up though. But what do you think about Saturday, bro?
Saturday, depending. Damn, see, you already know this whole weekend gonna be lit.
Oh, that's right. Hold up. I don't do these holidays, so I'll be lost sometime.
No, it's not that I got a couple people got birthday parties.
Yeah, you good. So hold up. D.E. come through the throne. Somebody say, D.E. come through the throne room, man. That's famous speech. Rasul said, come through the throne. Rasul said when you.
I'm gonna come through, man, because you know, I'm definitely coming through, because
You got to clear up some stuff.
It ain't so much I gotta clear it up. It's just that people are just, all my stuff is public. Even my name is public. The only thing I wanted low key was my involvement.
Right.
Because of what I do. That's the thing that I was pissed off. My name is on my IG.
Right.
And like I said, I go around schools. I've been man, all kind of stuff for years. So that I wasn't worried about. It's just my involvement in militia. But when people put stuff out there that they don't understand, they looking at something on face value and just taking it that without knowing the depths of it. That's immature.
So let me ask you a question. Before I get out of here. I missed some of the items. Somebody said the items were removed. But are you planning to address some of the stuff that was posted, or some of the things, the perceptions that was posted, or something?
Yeah, I mean, some of it to some degree, and the only reason why is because of this. Because information disseminated improperly can cause damage, not necessarily to me. I mean, I'm anchored. I'm good.
Right.
You know, I haven't had a W-2 in over 20 years. I mean, my businesses are great, but they benefit other people, other situations.
Right. Well, this is a conversation that happened in the throne, so we're going to keep it in the throne unless you want. But just be prepared, just in case you want me to release it later on YouTube, and you cover everything. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I got no problem with that. But I definitely get with you, man, because I ain't got nothing against you. I got no problem with it. But man, listen, I'm just beat right now. I've been working all day.
Would you think maybe Monday, early daytime Monday?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
All right, so I got a daytime.
Monday is the what, 5th?
Yeah, Monday the 5th or Tuesday.
What date is Monday?
Monday the 5th, Tuesday the 6th.
Monday the 5th is fine, because that's still a holiday for me. I know I don't celebrate them, but shit, since I'm a vet, everything that they want to give out, I'm taking.
Oh, absolutely. I get it. So listen, family, we might have a double hitter on Monday. No, bro, let's do Tuesday, because I got somebody coming on Monday. It's a surprise, though. Tuesday, bro.
Okay, Tuesday.
All right, Tuesday. Y'all hear it? It's going to be Tuesday, because I got a surprise in the throne on Tuesday. And Rasul say, Rasul Ali, that's my guy. He say, what's on the throne stays on the throne. All right? I appreciate you, bro. Peace and love.
Yeah.
So, family, you know, the throne is going to be lit next week. The throne going to be lit next week. It's going to be lit. I think on Moorish World TV, I'm going to show some of the past stuff that was on the throne. Maybe the interview with Desert Eagle. I might upload that here for next week. The throne going to be lit next week, family. It's going to be lit. I appreciate you, family. Shout out to everybody who support us building this platform. I'm having a beautiful time building it. And I'm telling you, it is what it is, family. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody, family. The throne is going to be lit. Morse World TV, I will be uploading things that was formerly, when I first started the throne last month, some of the first interviews that I put up, they very, you're going to like it, I'm sure. But the throne, we're going to be lit up in the throne. And anybody want to come in the throne, the link is here, and the link will be in the chat. Salute, family. Peace and love. Malik, salute your bass. I love you, brother. But the time has come for you to come clean. What you talking about, Willis? Who you is? Let's go.
I be that more you gon' remember, be more. I be that more you gon' remember, that town. I be that more you gon' remember, Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember, LA. I be that more you gon' remember, New York. I be that more you gon' remember, Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number.